the craziest ankle breakers of all time. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bucket Central. What is the single basketball moment which made you scream out so loud even the neighbors heard you? Was it a gravity-defying dunk, a deep from the logo three, or maybe an unexpected chase-down block? Drop a comment below and let us know. Basketball is a sport full of adrenaline moments, but any real baller will acknowledge the ultimate move is the ankle breaker. Shh, we don't want to hear your blasphemous protests. Let us first teach the casual fans following the channel what an ankle breaker is. Basketball 101. The ankle breaker is the art of dribbling the ball from hand to hand, switching sides, complex combos, crossover, then driving through the lanes or pulling up for the shot while leaving a defender gasping for air on the hardwood. Got it? Or was that too fast for you? The ankle breaker is the undisputed ultimate move. Any superstar worth his all-star jersey has done it at least once in his career. For the expert class, the climax of the elite move is the sudden change in direction which causes the defender to move the wrong way, or in the best scenario, the ball handler to fall down, untouched. More than the ankles, it breaks the ego of the person on the receiving end of this exchange and is considered one of the most humiliating moves in modern-day basketball. Today, we are going to be showcasing the craziest ankle breakers of all time. Pro subscribers, if you think we are jokers and have missed any ankle breaker, drop a comment and we promise to redo the whole video. Remember, we are following the 2 rules of any great ankle breaker. The play must result in a made basket or a called foul, and the play must be crucial to either the game or the greater NBA history. Make sure you stick around to the end, as you don't want to miss the GOAT of all crossovers. And without further ado, here we go. Iverson steps over TYRONN Lue. If we are starting out with Iverson, then you know this video is sick. It happened in the NBA Finals with less than a minute to go in overtime, which makes this move one of the most audacious ankle breakers ever. Bonus point, it featured Allen Iverson, the ankle breaker general. Extra bonus point, TYRONN Lue, who was on the receiving end, has now earned the right to be mentioned in the annals of basketball loyalty. He coached LeBron's Cavs to the 2016 championship against the best basketball team ever assembled, officially cementing this move into the basketball Bible. How did it go down? 2014 NBA Finals, and Allen's Sixers were playing the defending champs, the Kobe-led LA Lakers. During the second quarter, Allen Iverson found himself on the top corner guarded by TYRONN Lue. AI went into action, waved the ball on top of his head as he read TYRONN's defensive stance, quickly went right with a hesitation drive, brought the dribble back, between his legs, stepped back, pulled up for the shot, TYRONN contested, and it went down. TYRONN sputtered to the hardwood. Iverson proceeded to step over him, a distinct message to all that doubted his greatness. To think about stepping over a defender during an intense NBA Finals game, you have to have a lot of heart. To this day, Iverson remains the king of the ankle breaker. Only Kyrie Irving is close, a faraway close. James Harden versus the Clippers. Whatever tension existed between the Houston Rockets and LA Clippers dissipated after this cruel play. It was the highlight crossover of Harden's MVP season. Not because of his sick handles and/or body control, but because of what happened after he pulled it off. For beginners, Harden unleashed a pullback crossover that sent Johnson crashing to the floor. The Beard then took his sweet time before canning a three-pointer. He elongated the period of misery for the fallen Johnson while staring him down with the crowd's roar doubling every millisecond. There was nothing Johnson could do in response. He just wanted Harden to shoot and get it done with. Houston's bench nearly stormed the court as Johnson had no other choice but to run back on offense with a smile on his face. The visiting Houston Rockets enjoyed a measure of payback against the LA Clippers in their first matchup since the Tunnel Gate incident, earning a 105-92 win, their 14th in a row. Disclaimer, an argument has been made that Harden pushed off on Johnson. We have no comment on the issue. What do you think? Was this a legit crossover, or the Beards added something extra? Honorable mention, Nate Robinson drops Thunder's Reggie Jackson. January 2012, and Nate Robinson was up against the Thunder. Never disrespect the normal built players in the NBA. They have worked 5 times harder than the towering players they play with. Nate Robinson has not got the credit for the amount of ankle breakers he has over his career. Nate Rob was one of the best showmen in the NBA and a hero for all of us little guys in the world. Reggie Jackson went left, right, and right again, and poor Reggie Jackson went to the floor, sliding for almost 3 feet. To make matters worse, Nate hit the shot to beat the winding shot clock. Sweet. Allen Iverson makes Antonio Daniels fall twice. Introducing once again, Allen Iverson. This will forever be one of the greatest ankle breakers of all time. It is not often you will see a player fall twice on the same play. Antonio Daniels should have taken the loss and sat down the first time, but tried to be a hero by trying to stand up and got dropped again. This classic play was a testament to the remarkable skill of Iverson. Nobody has given us more memorable moments than AI. Don't think crazy ankle breakers are exclusive to old school ballers. Next is one of the best crossovers from the new age. Changing of the guard. Chris Paul to Steph Curry. Most NBA fans know that Chris Paul and Steph Curry were not so fond of each other. It begs the question why the two seem to be at loggerheads, yet Steph Curry attended Chris Paul's training camp and regarded Chris Paul as a big brother. What changed? The short answer? The NBA changed. You see, when Chris Paul joined the NBA, he quickly catapulted to the top thanks to his amazing playmaking abilities and an unstoppable jumper. Everybody was raving about him when he was in the Hornets, and even more so when he was the best player in the Clippers. There was one problem though. Steph Curry was changing the game. You see, Chris Paul was a traditional point guard, molded in Magic Johnson ways. It was supposed to be his time, but Steph Curry was tearing the league up, changing the game through pinpoint three-point accuracy and unguardable off-the-ball movement. The little bro, big bro relationship collapsed quickly when Steph started taking what was rightfully CP3s. The two matched up in 2015 and the matter was officially settled, or should we say, put down. It happened during the second quarter of the Golden State Warriors matchup with the Los Angeles Clippers. Curry dropped Chris Paul to the Staples Center floor with a sweet double behind-the-back dribble move to free himself along the baseline. And since it's Curry, you know the shot was money. And of course, the internet went crazy over Curry's shake-and-bake ankle breaker. Don't get it twisted, CP3 has got Curry many a time, even dropping him in the playoffs, but this moment signified something larger, the change of guard. The move confirmed Curry as a basketball new generation guard. Kyrie Irving, the ball wizard. Kyrie Irving showed up in the 2012 Rising Stars Challenge with a nasty crossover against Brandon Knight. How it went down? With roughly 5:30 left on the clock and his team losing in a blowout, Irving decided to forget the score and put on a show for the fans. He lured Detroit Pistons guard Brandon Knight into an isolation play and flooded him with a bizarre collection of crosses and behind-the-back dribbling moves before rising a step-back jumper. Knight tried to contest the shot, but the ground slipped from underneath him, leading to the arena erupting in exhilaration at Kyrie's ball-handling prowess. He hit the shot as Knight hit the floor, and this play became the talking point of the All-Star weekend. Irving's team lost 165-135, but that was a non-issue on this night. Kyrie Irving, the 2012 Rising Stars Challenge MVP, dazzled once again on the game's biggest mini-stage, finishing with a team high of 32 points. To this day, Kyrie is regarded as the best ball handler in the whole wide world. If you think this is the pinnacle of crazy ankle breakers, relax, we got one more on the way. Andre Iguodala, perfect ankle breaker against Nuggets' Quincy Miller. The crime occurred on April 11, 2014. Warriors playing the Denver Nuggets. 2015 MVP Andre Iguodala is known to have some quick, underrated handles, which he uses time and time again to overwhelm the opposition and the fans to their feet. Quincy Miller was just trying to put some pressure defense on Andre at half court when his career was destroyed in a flash. Iggy went for a weak behind-the-back dribble in which Miller quickly pounced, and before he knew, he was lying on the floor with a no-steal added next to his name. Iguodala had pulled the ball sideways before Quincy could get his hands on it and had forced his ankles into submission, giving us one of the best crossovers ever. Even though he eventually got fouled in the lane without scoring, but by that time the Warriors bench had gone berserk. Replays of a crossed-up Miller played on the big screen as the home crowd exclaimed at the quickness in the decision-making of the Warriors' most dependent small forward. From Iggy, we jump back to the player who was once touted to be the next Michael Jordan. Can you take a guess? Derrick Rose breaks Andre Miller's ankles. D. Rose will always be an NBA great. The current NBA Youngblood fans should not disrespect him when they see him coming off the Knicks bench. This man is a legend. One of D. Rose's genius moments. It is embarrassing to fall how Andre Miller fell on this play. His ankle really told him just to let go. It is one of those ankle breakers where you just turn away in embarrassment after watching. D. Rose, one of the best ever to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally come to the grand finale, the two craziest ankle breakers of all time. To start us off, it's none other than Allen Iverson against the King. Finishing the top spot is the legend himself. AI is the greatest crossover maestro of all time. He made the NBA an ice skating show every night. This one deserves to be a number one. because this is the start of everything. A young AI versus the greatest of all time in MJ. Mike did not fall, and it was not as bad as others on this video, but I bet AI was plotting this his whole life. Like many kids growing up in the era, Allen Iverson worshipped MJ, but to be the best, you have to beat the best, and he let him have it. How it went down. AI came up with the ball to the top of the key. Phil Jackson, the Chicago coach, called Michael to step up and guard him. AI, on realizing who was guarding him, faked Michael with a first cross, MJ shifted, and then AI went in for it again and succeeded. The lane was clear, the great MJ beaten. Iverson took the shot and nailed it. Do I hear oohs and ahs? It sure was a big deal, and is at the apex of the treasure trove of crossovers Iverson has pulled throughout his career. And trust me, there are buckets of them. Michael Jordan, the final act. If you thought Michael Jordan, arguably the best player to ever lace up, doesn't have his ankle breaker moment, you're dead wrong. He did it in the 1998 NBA Finals, the first time since 1989 that the same two teams met in the finals in consecutive years. His Highness did not disappoint. When the Jazz, leading 86-85 with 18.9 seconds to play in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, Michael Jordan stole the ball from Karl Malone in the post. He dribbled down the court and used a crossover dribble to lose Byron Russell, then nailed a 20-foot jumper for an 87-86 lead with 5.2 seconds to play. It was MJ's inhuman crossover that sent defender Russell rolling on skates and gave the GOAT enough space to break Utah's hearts for the second straight season. It was the last game Jordan played with the Chicago Bulls, and basketball critics argue the last time the real Jordan played an NBA game. He scored 45 points and hit this game-winning basket with 5 seconds left, a befitting end to the legend. What makes this play even more special was the pressure on Jordan to make the right play with the clock running out, with the title on the line. And His Highness delivered at the apt moment. In a repeat of the previous year's finals, the Bulls won the series 4-2 for their third consecutive NBA championship and their sixth in 8 seasons. Jordan won the finals MVP for the third consecutive year and for the 6th time in his career. This ankle breaker defined the Jordan era perfectly. If you didn't love the ankle breakers, then you don't love NBA basketball. Yep, we said it. Drop a comment if you disagree. As for the real fanatics, make sure you hit the subscribe button, activate the notification bell, and click one of these 2 videos. We have no time to fool around. On to the next one!